Good morning. Tammy C. Walker, owner of Dreams Are a Reality. I created this channel to provide light and love. I hope you're doing good out there. And I am coming to you with a relationship tip. Coming from the cuff this time. And I want to talk about if you are single or in between relationships, something you can work on in the meantime. As a couples counselor, even an individual therapist, I truly feel the career that I switched over to a few years ago is definitely helping me and a blessing. It gives me an inside look, definitely into the male perspective. As a teenager and even in my few years ago, whatever, 20s, 30s, I definitely love having male friends. Sometimes men require a lot less. They don't think or overthink as much as us. Well, shouldn't say that because they do. They just don't show it. But hey, ladies, that's another thing I'm learning. Men are just as sensitive as us, and they have fears of failing in relationships just like we do. Men just don't show it because society, it has men thinking it's not cool to be vulnerable. And I get it. But a lot of times we share the same fears. And trust me, I know, because now I'm talking to them. But before we can be a good partner, a good wife, a good husband, we do have to have self-love. And when we have self-love, we won't mistreat each other. Will there be disagreements? Yes. Will there be arguments? Yes. But can we fight fair? It's kind of hard to hear when I'm trying to help a couple and they're attacking each other. What it shows me is lack of respect for themselves and lack of respect for their partner. Of course, when you are not seeing eye to eye, it is frustrating. But attacking each other is not going to help. I had to learn the hard way after getting my divorce. I tried the approach of getting upset easily, trying to tell guys off in relationships. Even if the relationship was a little bit newer, I'm still telling them off. And what did that get me? Absolutely nothing. Most of the time, pushed the guy away. I was dating people I shouldn't even been dating. I shouldn't even been dating because I wasn't even in a healthy place. So that's kind of what I'm saying. If you are in between relationships, it's a good time to truly work on yourself. That stuff is true. I remember hearing that over 20 some years ago. I was like, what are they talking about? Work on yourself. No, it's really true. Because you can be a better person for yourself. And we all are individuals. And once we are better alone, you can come together with another person and be greater as a whole in marriage. How many times do you see people get married and it doesn't work out? You're wondering why they look good on pictures. But a lot of times people are not getting to know themselves. And then when they get with somebody else, some people think once I get married, I'm going to be happy. But you have to be happy alone. Nobody is going to make you happy but yourself. I'm sure becoming a mom or a parent, that's a different type of love that adds joy and happiness. I'm not a parent, but I could just tell. Well, I could tell that from having pets. I had 2 cats, and the love those cats brought me, it felt good. Imagine having a son or a daughter. I know that much from having nieces and nephews. It brings you the same love, I'm sure. But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about as a couple, some people had a misconception that when I get this person, then I'll be happy. But that's not necessarily true, because if you're not happy and you get someone, a partner, is that going to turn off that depression? Is that going to turn off the sadness? Yeah, it is good to have someone. Sometimes it is tough to be alone. I'll tell you what being alone does, because I'm single. Got to get real with yourself. I can't play no games in here with myself, because this is it. This is as real as it gets. These walls. And I remember during COVID, I was fine working at home. Oh, that's up my alley. I don't have to be bothered. I didn't have much trouble in the office anyway, but I knew being alone, I'm like, oh, it's gonna be peaceful. And it was it was like March 18th, I guess, sent home permanently. Okay, by May and June, it felt like the walls were closing in on me. And I'm like, living alone in this COVID, this is kind of depressing. And I definitely had to get out of the house. I remember going out to eat with a couple of friends. We sat outside and ate. It was just like you had to get out, because isolation, being alone, it can be tough. But it can also be a teachable moment. It can be therapeutic. It can teach you how to become a better person. You can study yourself. You can do self-improvement. You have to be happy being alone before you can be a good partner. You'll talk to people. They may have gotten married in their 20s and now they're in their 40s, and they'll say, who am I? I got married young. I had my kids young, and I never got to know who I am. That's why sometimes it's kind of nice to wait till 30 to get married. You had those 20s to figure it out. Even for me, as a 30-year-old, I struggled, because I got married at 22, almost 23. And from that age, 23 through 36, it was like, well, I got my divorce at 29, but I'm just saying my 30s were exploratory years. I was trying to figure it out, and I didn't have a good time in my 30s. It was rather rough. I do remember that. And then getting sick at 36, by 38, I was pretty tired of being depressed and being sick, and I was just worn out. But by 40, that's when things just seemed like they got better. It just seemed like something happened. I would say even after cancer, 37, 38, things, it just seemed better. So wherever you are in life, whatever age ain't nothing but a number. I feel if you take care of yourself, you can be in your 50s and 60s and be living your best life. Some people say their best life happened a little bit later. So, ladies, don't fall for the stuff that's going on with, oh, you 40, you washed up. That's you know what? That's just straight up bull. It's not about that. Let me give you some advice. Take care of yourself. Do your exercises, eat well, take your vitamins and your supplements, get you a facial regimen, get you some massages, and really take care of yourself. And you're not even going to start thinking about your age. You're going to stop thinking about it and just move through life the same way you did as a 20, 30-year-old. I think it's all about taking care of your body. My uncle is 68, I do believe. And when we go out, I could tell people think he's much younger because he acts younger. His body is in good shape and his face looks younger. So doesn't matter about your number. Don't fall for the stuff we're hearing. I like what R.C. Blake said. By the way, ladies, if you're having trouble with relationships or you're single, you might want to follow Bishop R.C. Blake. He's giving some good information to women about high self-esteem, and he's doing it in a very sweet and gentle way. It's not that male bashing stuff, or female bashing stuff, I should say, in this term. But I like the stuff that R.C. Blake says. And oh God, I lost my train of thought just that fast. Something just popped on my phone and it threw me off. But yeah, check out R.C. Blake's. He'll definitely help you if you're struggling in the area of self-love. So I think that's all I have for today. Got to get going here. But just continue to work on yourself. Don't look at being alone or single as a curse. Look at it as a time for self-improvement. And you know what the beauty is? Once you improve yourself, it's not only going to help you with a future relationship, it'll help you with your finances, with your career. Because once you improve yourself, you're going to draw in a lot of good stuff. Mark my words. Like I tell you, when I do these videos and podcasts, it's stuff that I have done. And that's why I'm sharing it to help others. Tammy C. Walker signing off. Have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.